So unless you know the chemical properties of all the acids and as well as the chemical properties of all the bases, now we cannot get a quick idea about what do all the acids have in common. Same way, what do all the bases have in common? So let us discuss instead of studying together what all the acids have in common and the bases have in common. So let us break it into two parts. What do all the acids have in common? And then let us discuss what do all the bases have in common. So all of you keep ready. So what do all acids have in common? Okay. So now we have seen many chemical properties of acids. If you notice it, majority of the equations you can see when acid will react with the metal. So you can see that it is used to produce some gas. Anybody can tell me when the acids will react with the bases. Sorry, acids will react with the metals. Most of the metals is to produce the gas. Yes, please.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen
So
gas.
of course we have found that mostly the metals having, acids that are having the same chemical properties and same way they're having similarly all the almost similar chemical properties for bases also. So if you notice here, the hydrogen gas which is evolved, that is what actually it is not hydrogen gas, it is hydrogen ions and they will dissolving in water. So all the acids have almost similar chemical properties as we all knows, and all the acids they will produce the hydrogen gas. So if you notice it here, the acids which they contains the hydrogen present in acid, such that when acid is dissolved in water, all of you remember, only we all know acids will show their property when they are in aqueous state or when they are in a dry state. Everybody, when they are in
Aqueous.
aqueous state. Okay. So when this acid is dissolved in water, it will separate out as what is the hydrogen charge? Positive charge or negative charge? Harish? They'll be
Pause.
separating into a positive charged ions. Understand? So when this hydrogen gas, remember, it will dissolve in water, so it will separate out as a positively charged ion and enters the solution as H plus. What is the state? Gaseous state or aqueous state? Everybody, H plus. What state it is? Aqueous, H plus aqueous ions. Why guys? Why I'm mentioning here aqueous ions? Because they dissolved in what? They dissolve
Water.
in water. Okay. So we can define like acid on the basis of hydrogen ion. So an acid is a substance basically whenever whenever it will dissolve in water, it will dissociate into H plus ions. Means hydrogen gas it is used to produces. So that is what we used to say acids means most of the acids like all they have is common chemical properties. For example, if you take hydrochloric acid, so if it is dissolved in water means what is that guys? It is aqueous state or gaseous state? Everybody, it is in
Aqueous.
aqueous state. So that it will form the ions, that is what H plus ions. This H plus ions only what gas we used to call everybody? We used to call as hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen
So what is
gas.
the state of them, all of you? Aqueous
Aqueous
state.
state.
Plus we are going to get chlorine gas, which is also in, actually it is a chloride we used to say. So chloride ions, which is chlorine gas it is. So that is what you have to remember it. Now, so if you take for example, let me take now, this H plus ions only, basically they will react with water. I used to teach you. So as we know, H plus ions do not exist as a H plus ion solution. So they attach themselves to the water molecules and they'll form into what guys? Everybody. I already taught you. H plus ions, they do not exist as H plus ions. Understand? So they will react with the water and they will form some other ions. Anybody can tell what is that ions? I taught you already. H3O plus ions. That is only called as what? Anybody? Yes?
Hydronium ion.
Hydronium ion. That is what you have to remember. Okay. So why sir means. So hydrogen ions do not exist as H plus ions in solution. Please remember. They cannot or do not exist like this. Okay. So they do not exist. That is why as soon as H plus ions will form, they'll react with water and they'll form what ions? Everybody? They'll form
Hydronium.
hydrogen ions. Understand? So hydrogen gas must be always written either H plus aqueous state. Remember, you must write either aqueous state or you have to write H3O plus. What do you mean by H3O plus? Everybody? Yes, please.
Hydronium ion.
Hydronium ion. So we have to write the hydrogen gas either like this or we have to write like this. So remember, H plus and H3O plus are just same because if H3O, if you take it here, H plus ion when it is in aqueous state, understanding, which is again equals to H plus ion plus H2O. So because if it is combining only, we are getting what? All of you, hydronium ion. Yes or no, guys? All of you. So again, if it is separated, so we are getting only again hydrogen ions. So both are same. So just for our convenient, hydrogen ions, we used to write H plus, but H plus ions do not exist independently. So always you have to write what, guys? You have to write H3O plus ions. Understand? But our purpose always will write only H plus ions. But basically they do not exist. They will exist in the form of what? Yes.
Hydronium ions.
The form of hydronium ions. Okay. So let us define the acid based upon the H plus ions. Write the definition. An acid is a substance. An acid is a substance. An acid is a substance. An acid is a substance which dissociates or ionizes, both are same, ionizes on dissolving in water to produce hydrogen ions. So what do you mean by hydrogen ions? Everybody, H plus, and what is the state? State is very important. Aqueous state. That is what you have to remember. H plus ions. So they are called as acids. Clear, everybody? Yes? All of you? Is Omar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is what you have to remember it. Now, make it quick now. All of you, if it is over, then we'll proceed. Okay. Now, let me take now the common thing in all the acids is they produce the hydrogen ions only when they dissolve with what? With X-ray, they will only dissolve with the water. That is what to remember. Okay. So the acidic behavior of an acid solution is due to the one thing. What is that, guys? Due to the presence of what? Due to the presence of H plus ions, means hydrogen ions present in it. So because of that only acids are having acidic behavior. So all the remember everybody in the presence of hydrogen ions, which gas which gives an acid solution its acidic properties. Whatever if you notice, if it is called as acid, it has to give hydrogen plus ions. Because of H plus ions, when it is dissolved in water, only we can say the acidic behavior of an acid solution is due to the presence of what ions? Everybody? Due to the presence of hydrogen ions in it. Please remember that and note it also. The acidic behavior of an acidic solution is due to the presence of hydrogen ions in it. That is what you have to remember. Now, water is called as, we all know, water is called as, the name I have told you before, polar and non-polar substance. Do you remember, Harish? Non-polar substances, all of you. So, which will the substance basically, what is the example for polar? Water is called as polar substance, and non-polar polar substances means like if you take alcohol, okay, if you take carbon tetrachloride, so these all are examples of non-polar substances. So basically the substances which will dissolve in water we used to call the polar substances, which will not dissolve in water we used to call non-polar substances. So if you notice it, all the acids, what they have in the common, we have been made a conclusion, every acid they are having. What is the common thing? Everyone, they're having the H plus ions. For example, if you take sulfuric acid, so again, if you dissolve in water, so again, it will give you what, guys? It will give you 2H plus, which is aqueous state. Along with that, we'll get sulfuric acid, SO4 2 minus. So that is what we are going to get it. Next, if you take nitric acid, can you tell me what is the nitric acid formula? Everybody, HNO.
O3.
So nitric acid shows acidic properties because it will ionizes in aqueous solution to release hydrogen gas. That is what it will produces what ions? It will produces H plus ions along with the nitrate ions. Understand? Nitrate ions. What is the nitrate ions? NO3 minus. That is what. So, sir, what about acid, organic acids? Let me take acidic acid. So we already did this one. I have taught you. So if you take acidic acid, it is also in aqueous state. It will dissociate into what? Anybody? It will also dissociate into H plus ions and as well as next. It will dissociate into what? Acetate ions. What is the acetate ions formula? CH3COO minus. So please remember, this is called as what ions? All of you? Acetate ions. Okay. So that is what. So the acids like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, CH3COOH, etc. Everything shows acidic character because they will dissociate or they will ionizes on dissolving in water to produce what ions? Everybody? To produce H plus ions. Understanding? So that is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? Everybody clear? All of you? Yes. Please respond. Now, you can see all of you. For example, these all the things we used to call as what? Everybody acids. Yes or no? Nimish, Mr. Guru, everyone. So these all the things we used to call as acids. But if you remember very carefully, now I will give you some substances. Let me take all of you. Let us consider glucose. Can you tell me what is the glucose formula, everybody? Yes, please.
C6H6.
So, glucose formula C6H12O6. Now, for example, this aqueous solution of glucose, you can see, I will dissolve in water and I will get, all of you remember, I am going to get what now? Everybody? Aqueous solution. Clear, all of you? Aqueous solution. Because I know that Mr. Omar will question, sir, glucose also having hydrogen, correct, sir? Let me see. Next, alcohol. Can you tell me ethyl alcohol formula? Alcohol, the basic alcohol we all know. I taught you will not. Ethyl alcohol. Let me tell me. Any one of you. Ethyl alcohol formula. Or at least methyl alcohol, tell me. Methyl alcohol came already in first chapter.
CH3OH.
CH3 CH3OH. Very good. Okay. Actually, remember, we have written as CH4O. Okay. That is one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is. So, see, ethyl alcohol. Can you tell me ethyl alcohol formula? Same. We just add one more CH2.
C2H.
C2H5OH. Very good, Vijay. So, if you notice it, here also hydrogen is there. Here also hydrogen is there. So, let us prepare. This is also aqueous solution. Now, you tell me. So, as like acids like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, acetic acid. This alcohol and glucose also have H plus ion, sorry, hydrogen gas or hydrogen. Now you tell me, hydrogen is there, but is they will shows the acidic character? That is what my question. Anybody? Yes, please. Is there having a acidic character? Any one of you? Yes, please. No. Understand? Sir, why, sir? So if you notice it, if of course they have a hydrogen, but they do not show acidic character because when they dissolve in water, so if it is acid, it has to form what, guys? If it is acid, it must form what? Everybody's. All of you? If it is
Hydronium ion.
acid, it has to form what? It has to form H plus ions. Understanding? So even though they have hydrogen, but when they dissolve in water, they do not separate out as hydrogen ions. So that is the reason you cannot say, suppose I will give you some compounds who is having hydrogen ions. Is it possible to make every compound is acid? Everybody, please respond. No. Understand? So all the compounds, all the acids contain hydrogen, but all the hydrogen containing compounds do not what? Do not, everybody,
Acids.
acids. Remember that. So very, very important. Though all the acids contains what, guys? Contains hydrogen.
Ion.
Okay. But all the hydrogen containing substances, hydrogen containing compounds, is it called as acids, everybody? All of you?
No.
No. Containing
Yes.
compounds are not acids. Understand, Mr. Nimish? So that is what. So why glucose and alcohol not called as acids? Anybody? Answer please. Reason. Because what is the reason?
When they
Their
dissolve in water,
hydrogen does not, understanding, their hydrogen does not separate. When, guys? When it does not separate?
Dissolving water.
Separate out
water.
as hydrogen ions. Hydrogen ions. That is what H plus. What is the state, Ra? Kaushik? Physical state. H plus ions, physical state. 10 times I written till now. H plus ion, physical state. Aqueous state. Adi theriyadu. On dissolving in water. He never opened his mouth. Dissolving in water. So that is the reason we will say all the acids contain the hydrogen, but all the hydrogen containing compounds are not what? They are not
Acids.
Understand? So that is what you have to remember it. Okay. So let us see that now. Sir, how to prove it? Let us take activity 2.8 in our textbook so that you people will understand. So even better, if you want to be more clear, so you take 2 beakers, that is what like similar thing. So I think this process you people knows, electrolysis process. Chapter 1 we studied this. Do you remember all of you? Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, similar process it is. Now, let us discuss now, all of you. Remember, whenever, if you want to prove that either the given substance is acid or not, now take 2 containers similar to this, everybody. So make a similar setup here. Like one setup, you pour dilute HCl solution exactly like this and make arrangement. And another beaker, they are saying here, you can see. So take solution of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. So fix 2 nails on a cork and place the cork in 100 ml beaker. Now connect the nails to the 2 terminals of a 6-volt battery through a bulb and switch as shown in the figure 2.3. So totally now how many we have to take? Totally how many beakers, Ra? 4 beakers. Understanding? So you want, you can take it. So one I have taken HCl. Understanding? Another one is sulfuric acid. HCl means gas or aqueous. It is dissolved in water. So what do you have to take? Everybody. One you take glucose solution. Okay. Another one you take what? Another solution what they have given? Everybody. Yes.
Alcohol.
Alcohol solution. Alcohol means you can take ethyl alcohol. Okay. Now set up everything like similar to thing. One rubber cork. Okay. And 2 iron nails. In electrolysis process, these 2 iron nails we used to call something. Anybody can tell what we used to call? Electrodes. What we used to call? Electrodes. That is the purpose. If you are not remembering what you studied, no purpose of study. That is what. So, and in a electrolysis process, this battery connection we made down. And now we are putting just up. Yes or no, guys? Basically, when we are doing the experiment, we cannot connect up. We have to put it down only. Yes or no, guys? Yes?
Yes, sir.
That is what you have to remember. So take the rubber car, take the rubber car, take the rubber car and fix what? 2 electrodes, 2 electrodes and 2 electrodes and 2 electrodes. Now connect one positive node and negative node and middle one bulb also. Yesterday only electricity chapter I told you, bulb. Have you noticed it, everybody? All of you?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the fix of the bulb. You can fix it like this. Now, you can see, whenever if you take the dilute HCl and as well as sulfuric acid, so after passing the electricity, you can see they will form into H plus aqueous state ions. Yes or no, guys? All of you? So H plus ions they will form. Means in the sense of what? They will conduct the electricity or not? Everybody? All of you? They will conduct the electricity. Who? Hydrochloric acid and as well as sulfuric acid. So that the bulb will start glowing. Okay. So whenever if you notice it, bulb will start glowing. So we can say sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid solution taken in the beaker, they will conduct what, guys? All of you? They will conduct what they will conduct? Electricity. We have already studied chemical properties of acids. All the acids, they will conduct the electricity. Is it yes or no? Good conductor of electricity. Yes, everybody. Okay. Yeah, please mute somebody who is that. Don't speak. If you are a disturbance, don't speak. I don't want. Okay. Now, so now pour some dilute HCl in the beaker and switch it on the current. So now all the 4 beakers separately you can do. They are saying single beaker, repeat the process with the dilute sulfuric acid, and same way repeat the experiment separately with the glucose and alcohol solutions. So what do you observe now? Does the bulb glow in all the 4 cases? What is it? What is the cases bulb will glow? Everybody. Yes, please. What are the 2 cases bulb will glow? All of you? Bulb glows in these 2 places. Why? What is the reason? Both the cases it is having what ions? It has the ions. Understand? It has ions. Understand that ions is what? Of course, H plus ions and chlorine ions. If sulfuric acid, if you take, we are having what? H plus ions and sulfate ions.
Yes,
So, whenever it will form the ions only, we all know it will conduct the what? It will conduct the electricity. Now, if you take the glucose solution and as well as alcohol solution, no formation of ions. Understanding? Glucose solution do not conduct electricity. Alcohol solution also do not conduct electricity. So in this both the cases, bulb will glow or bulb does not glow. Everybody.
bulb does not.
Bulb does not glow. Why? Yes, please. Bulb does not glow because what is the reason? Because they do not conduct electricity, because they do not form the ions. So, ions are present or ions are options? All of you.
Ions are absent.
Options of ions. Who? Who is the options of ions? All of you?
Glucose and alcohol.
Yes. Alcohol and glucose solution. So that is the reason they do not conduct electricity. Is it okay, guys? So from this experiment, if you are conducting in the lab, we can prove that hydrogen containing compounds such as glucose and alcohol do not categorize as acids because what is the reason? They do not dissociate or ionize in water to produce what ions, guys? Mr. Kaushik only will say. You all will.
Plus ion.
Yeah, Kaushik, what ions it is they are not forming? Yes. Can you hear me, Mr. Kaushik? What ions they do not form? That is what he is studying. Okay. So they do not categorize as acids because why, guys? They do not
Release H
dissociate. Understanding. Dissociates or ionize in water to form what, guys? To produce what
H
ions?
H plus ions.
Yeah, hydrogen ions. Okay. Hydrogen ions means how to represent H plus aqueous.
aqueous.
Okay, that is what you have to remember. Is it okay, guys? Everybody clear? Any doubt? Anybody can ask. All of you? Yes. Understood, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if you take, for example, instead of all of you observe conducting electricity, if you notice it, conducting electricity. So I will take now two different kind of water. One is normal tap water, and another one is distilled water. So can you tell me who will conduct the electricity, who does not conduct the electricity? Distilled water. Anyone? Distilled water. Distilled water means a pure water. Pure water. Only water alone is present. Yes, please.
So tap water.
Yeah, tap water or you take rain water, of course. So now you tell me, who else will conduct and who cannot be?
Tap water will conduct.
Tap water and as well as rain water, they will conduct the electricity because while, suppose if you take rain, while falling to the earth through the atmosphere, we know that because of human activities, pollution is taking place. So water is causing for some special rains. What is that rains? Anybody can remember? I taught you already. Yes, please.
Acid rains.
Acid rain.
So acid rains in the sense of they will dissociate into ions or not. Everybody? All of you? So they contains, they dissolves an acid gas or acidic gas, and as well as that is what acidic gas we used to call as carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is acidic gas or not? Yesterday we studied non-metallic oxides. They are acidic oxides or basic oxides. All of you.
Acidic oxides.
So this acidic gas carbon dioxide from the air and they will form the what is the acid will form with the CO2. Anybody can tell? H water can dissolve with the CO2 and it will form some acid. What is that acid name?
Carbonic acid.
Carbonic acid. I told you 1,000 times to learn this. Carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid provides what ions? This carbonic acid only provides what? All of you? Some ions. H plus
ions.
ions. So that acid water or rainwater is a good conductor of electricity or bad conductor of electricity? Everybody. Good conductors are? If you take our tap water, you can see tap water contains what? So many minerals. So minerals means what? That is what all the things which they contains, like what is required minerals, metals, non-metals, whatever the minerals are present. So due to the presence of minerals, tap water also is a good conductor or bad conductor? Everybody. Good conductor. Understand? So even the rainwater may contain sulfur dioxide also, and sulfur dioxide means it will form what gas? What acid? H2SO4, sulfuric acid gas. Understanding? If it is NO2, NO2 means what gas it will form? Nitric acid. These all the things they will provide the H plus ions. That is why rainwater will conduct the electricity. And tap water also will conduct the electricity because presence of what? Minerals. But if you take distilled water means what, guys? Pure H2O. Understanding? So do not have ions. Which ions? Do not have H plus ions or any ions to conduct the electricity. That is why distilled water do not conduct electricity because it cannot contain any ionic compounds. Is it okay, guys? Do not have ions or ionic compound. Is it okay, everybody?
Yes,
Ionic
sir.
compounds. So what are the compounds? Like it do not have any kind of acids or it do not find any kind of bases. So that is what it is. So basically water is called as a neutral salt. Understanding, like we can see, sorry, not neutral salt, neutral oxide. Sorry for that. Neutral oxide. So carbon dioxide is a what? Non-metallic oxide. So yesterday we studied most of the non-metallic oxides are what is the nature? Everybody. They are the
Acidic in nature.
acidic in nature. And some are neutral in nature also. One of the example for neutral non-metallic oxide is water. Is it okay? Everybody clear?
Noted, sir.
Yes, all of you understand? Please respond. Everybody?
Yes, sir.
That is what about it. So this is all the things you have to remember about what is H plus ions, how they are conducting electricity and how they are helping us to identify the acids. So every hydrogen containing substance is not acid, but every acid contains what? All of you? Every acid contains hydrogen. That is what you have to remember it. Till here, any doubt in this activity, please remember. Ask. Clear, guys? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Now, so if you take strong acids and weak acids, we studied already. So who will conduct? Suppose I will connect the one solution HCl and another solution. Let me take acetic acid. Now you tell me who will conduct the electricity more better? Anybody? Yes, please. All of you. Who will conduct the more better electricity? Like bulb will glow in which experiment? Either or if you are taking acetic acid. In which case the bulb will glow more brighter. Anyone?
So mineral acid, sir.
Hydrochloric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. Understanding? So as it is a mineral acids, so here, if you notice it, strong acids, whatever the acids if you have taken like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and hydrochloric acid, they all are completely ionized or they are actually fully ionized into gases. So ionized in water. So to produce what, guys? Large amount of hydrogen ions, large amount of H plus ions. So that is why. So strong acids react with like anything, react very rapidly with other substances, and they will produce us ions on the solutions in a more amount. That is why the strong acids are, we can say, strong electrolytes. So electrolytes, what is the solution we are taking? Electrolysis process. Whatever the solution we are taking, we used to call it as what? Everybody? We used to call it as electrolytes. So
Electrolytes.
strong acids are strong electrolytes or weak electrolytes? Everybody? Strong electrolytes. Understand? That is what you have to remember. So that is why always compared to the organic acid, which acid will react more faster? Everybody, whatever it is with the metal or with the metal carbonate or with the metal hydrogen carbonate, whatever it is, who will react more faster? Mineral acid or organic acid? Everybody?
Mineral acid.
Mineral acids, because they are strong acids. So they will completely ionize or completely dissociates into ions, H plus ions. They'll produce very large amount of H plus ions when they will dissolve in the water. So that is what we will say. Concentration of the acid is very high. We can say they'll produce more amount of H plus ions. That is only called as degree of ionization. Single statement if you want to say. So degree of ionization is more or less in mineral acids. Everybody? Degree of ionization is greater, understanding, for mineral acids. So mineral acids, that is why the bulb will glow more brighter or light. Everybody? Dim or dark? Everybody? Brighter. Yes, please.
Brighter.
More brighter. Okay. So please write the statement. The degree of ionization